I believe my audio is reaching to all and you're able to see my screen. Can somebody confirm, please? Okay, thanks, Kanika. All right, so it's the time now. Let's go and have a kickstart with our program. So we have got 8 participants or seven, six. Fine. So another 3 participants yet to join. Let them join in the meantime. You know the agenda, why you are here. I no need to repeat that. But before starting the session, so please confirm you have received some case studies over email and you have downloaded the same and you have extracted all the files in your folder. I repeat, the email attachment is a zip file which you have received as a sample case studies. You need to download and you have to right click upon that and you have to extract all the files. So you'll be getting the files like this. If you have done it, please give me a line of a confirmation on the chat box or message. Y for yes or D for done. If you have not done it, please do it now. All right. I will give you the background of those files. What is the purpose? Why we have shared so many files with you? I'll let you know about it. No worries. But before going forward with our training and jumping into the topics, let's have a quick introduction so that instead of being alien to each other in this meeting room, we can make our program more interactive. You can ask your questions in the comfort zone and you'll be getting more as a takeaways from the training program. So let me start with myself first. So my name is Pravas Panda. Past 17 years, I have been to this MS Office training and consulting. And I own a small organization called Excel4All. Though the name is confined to Excel, but the expertise is completely widened than Excel. So we have the complete expertise in Microsoft Office applications, along with the ETL tools like Power BI, Tableau, and along with that, we do provide training on finance modeling with Excel or art of finance or personal finance or finance for non-finance, you can call it in different terminology. And ideally, we work more with the corporates, but yes, in the weekends we conduct this kind of public workshops so that people they can come to our workshop and they can learn in their comfort zone and they can get all the doubts clarified and they should be having more confidence to make the things better. And this is a 4 days of journey, having 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Of course, we'll be taking a short break in between, depending upon the flow of the content, somewhere between 4 p.m. to 4:30, with depending upon that. So give you 100% focus to the training. So it is just not on one end. I will keep sharing the things and I'll keep showing the things, and you have to merely watch the screen. You have to parallelly work with me along with our live data. But yes, we do have also a option. You have the privileged liberty to ask your questions during the training. And I would always suggest, please ensure your mic is always on mute. And whenever you have the queries, you can unmute yourself and keep asking your queries. Now, if you believe that any point of time, uh, there is a lot of noise around, you can't speak, or your mic is unfortunately not working, suppose, no worries, we do have a choice. You can use this text box that is called chat box, and you can drop your queries. And this by reading out your queries, I'll definitely help you out. If you believe audio exchange and text exchange is not enough, you still need my presence on your screen. Yes, we do have a choice. You can go back to your screen sharing option, and I would always suggest you when you share your screen, please do select the entire desktop or entire screen. I repeat, entire desktop or entire screen. Okay. Don't share a specific window, because if you do so, the dialog box launchers will be missing and I would not be in a state to help you out properly. All right. And there is no restrictions about the questions. Give or ask as much as questions you want. But yes, if the questions are related to the subject matter, then and there I will try to clarify. If something is related to your personal doubts or queries, of course, at the end of the session, you can stay back 5 to 10 minutes. I would be willing to spend some time to clarify all your queries. So this is all about our plan. Hope all are okay with it. Just one line of message again in the chat box. Y for yes. This is how we are going to communicate throughout the training program, people. I will keep asking the questions. Is it done? Are you with me? Are you clear? Have you understood? So I'd be also seeking one line of support from your side in the chat box, or you can unmute and speak yes or D for done. So that will be helping us to manage our window time effectively, and you can learn more from the training so that we can be added to our time schedule. All right. So this is all about me, the program plan, everything I have told you. Now I would be more interested about you to know like what you do, what exactly your role or responsibilities in your corporates wherever you are working. If you're not comfortable disclosing your company name, that's also well and good. There is no hard and fast rule. But the reason of doing a small introduction about this, just to make our program more tailor-made. So rather taking you through a generic training program, what you need the most, if I could deliver, that will be giving more advantage for your learning curve, and you will be getting more confidence to make your things better. All right. So now I'll be calling out the names from our meeting room. You have to help yourself with a two-line of introduction and the expectations from this 16 hours journey. Yes, I'll first start with in my panels in the right side, Harsha. Yes, Harsha, could you please help out?
Yes, hi. I am Dr. Harsha. I am with INFS, that's Institute of Nutrition and Fitness Sciences, and
Mhm.
I work as the program director. So I
Okay.
mainly require Microsoft Office because I, make curriculums. So to organize the modules and everything, the curriculum, and also I am looking after the examination department. So we have to, derive a lot of statistics and then classify the scholars who have passed, who have failed, or and many such other filters. And that amount of data that we deal with is a lot. So basically,
Mhm.
me and my team are mainly, looking forward to some help with applying filters so that we can get, better statistical analysis of our examination related data.
Right. So as I understand, precisely you are more focusing on the data analysis and
Yeah.
more on the functions and formulas so that you can bring the data in your accuracy,
Yes,
concepts and
exactly.
formulae. And
Yes.
once it is ready, you want to present it in the visual form so that people can make input or insights out of it.
Yes, yes, yes. Basically, so that we get multiple insights, and then that inference helps us to make our examination pattern and our teaching even better.
Right. All right. So that's nice. Thank you so much. Now I will be more interested about Kanika.
Hi everyone. So this is Kanika, and I also work at INFS.
Mhm.
And I head the operations, majorly
Mhm.
internal operations at INFS.
Mhm.
Um, my work is more related to marketing and sales, and also a little bit into the customer support department. But majorly, I need to learn more about Excel for lead management, to track the sales, make cohorts about it, to analyze the data, which was in the
Mhm.
past years, what was the sales, and then compare it from where we are at right now, and
Right.
planning things accordingly.
Okay. All right. So next I'll go to Kundan.
Hi, my name is Kundan Kumbhare, and
Mhm.
I work as a customer success manager for Institute of Nutrition Fitness Sciences.
Mhm.
So I've joined this course mainly to improve the productivity, and it will also help me with like data analysis as well. I uh, so in my role, my current responsibility is to improve the customer experience. Also, I'm responsible for um, handling the support team. So basically I it will help me understand the ticket trends because I work on the reports and everything, like the kind of tickets or the queries the customers raise. So I also deal with student data, so it will help me improve the productivity.
Okay. Yeah. Next I'll go to Mahesh.
Good afternoon, all. I'm Mahesh,
Yeah.
working in pharma sales. I need to learn about Excel. Uh, monthly we have to fill Excel data. So I want to learn about to how to add Excel data's formulas.
Okay. All right. No problem, Mahesh. Thank
That's
you
all.
so much. Next, I'll go to Neha. Yes, Neha, you're on mute. We are really struggling. It is the voice is coming very far. If you can be closer to your mic. Yes, Neha.
This is Neha Viradia.
Mhm.
I work in IMFS from last 6 years, and I'm a finance. I head finance. So I am specialization in taxation and auditing. So from last 11 years, I'm doing the same work, like accounting, auditing, taxation part, and so this advanced Excel course is very benefit for me in this my taxation field.
All right. All right. So next, I'll go to Sharayu. Uh, if I'm not wrong, I have spelled properly. Hello. Okay, you were having some issues on the mic. Okay. Okay. Fine. No problem. You can let me know your expectations, Sharayu. That is fine. Yeah. Okay. As a customer support, we require Microsoft Excel. Okay. Okay. Yeah, thank you so much. That's what I have made me note of that. Not a problem. All right, friends. So thank you so much for the introduction about yourself. And now let's go to our files. So the moment you extract the files from that zip folder, you will be finding so many files like this. What is the purpose? Why I'm sharing so many files? The entire journey is of maximum 16 hours. Then why so many files? See, Excel is something like we cannot learn just some driving some PPTs or giving the theoretical knowledge. We cannot work. We have to have the lifetime, real-time examples so that we can get hands in practice, and that will be helping us to understand the subject matter easily. That's the reason why we have designed some case studies. So these are the industry-based case data, or you can say we have downloaded something from SAP or ERP, and we have taken various examples of problem statements from accounts, finance, production planning, HR, safety, stores, anything you name it, all the types of data you might be having, or you would be getting it from our this folder. So rather taking your original data or your real-time data from your workplace and keeping your data under risk, we have decided to give you all this data so that parallelly we can work together on this. And I will let you know about what kind of problem statements or what kind of issues we face in our routine activities and how to deal with the same we are going to discuss. So that's why all these examples are there. But along with that, I have designed some solutions. Like the moment you work with your Excel routine activities, you face some kind of challenges. Yes, you will be facing. I'll also name some few. You can connect with that easily. All right. So in those cases, rather depending upon some third party or going to Google and keeping your data again under risk or storing in the cloud, I would suggest you can go through such kind of helping hand, some documents or repositories you can say, and you can help yourself. So what kind of help you are going to give it to us, Prabhas? I'll tell you. One major problem while working with Excel people, the file space management or file data management is very, very essential. And how to deal with the same, you must know the right techniques so that there won't be any data loss and your data will be always in good shape and you can work further peacefully. So file space, why file space increases? That is the major concern. In any Excel file, the more the if formula, file size will be more. The more the conditional formatting, file size will be more. The more the dark colors you use, file size will be more. The more the formulas and function, again, file size will be more. So having said this, all these reasons, suppose at any point of time you believe that your Excel file size has been increased and you want to reduce the same. So what I suggest is there is a Word document I have shared with you naming called 8 ways to reduce your Excel file size. Just watch my screen, no need to do anything. In this entire Word document, if you see, we have precisely designed the stepwise instructions along with the screenshots and the guide you can see. I'll take you through one example. See, I had an Excel file of 14.6 MB. It was a huge data. So without deleting a single content, without removing any line items out of the data set, we have opted this method and we could reduce our Excel file size by 28%, which is a great achievement. So like that, there are 8 different ways we have prescribed. So just go through that entire document once, though you don't remember the steps, but now it has changed your perception that you have a solution with you. So tomorrow, anybody from your teammates also face such kind of problems. Unwantedly, the Excel file size has become huge. You can be a helping hand, being a leader to your team. So this is the reason why we have shared this file called 8 ways to reduce your Excel file size. Now, one more. We have got an Excel file naming called keyboard shortcuts. Okay. Now, keyboard shortcuts, when you open that file, just watch my screen again. You will be getting the keyboard shortcuts of not only Microsoft Excel, but also over here, Microsoft PowerPoint, Microsoft Word, and Microsoft Outlook. The applications which we use the most in our routine activities, the entire list of keyboard shortcuts, what we need the most is essentially defined over here. So only thing is what you need to do, make a point, you learn 2 keyboard shortcuts in a day, and you should start implementing into your workplace. Overnight, nothing is possible. No one can by heart all the keyboard shortcuts at once. This is the only way to register all these things by using the same in your routine activities. Now, you can ask me a question, Pravas, I'm comfortable with mouse usage, so why you are insisting to learn keyboard shortcuts? I'm not insisting. It is a choice of yours. If you are really interested in saving your turnaround time, keyboard shortcuts are very essential because keyboard shortcuts over here, if you use it, it will be saving a lot of time. It will increase your speed and accuracy. And the more the mouse uses again, the consumption of time will be more. And in today's world, time is money. So if you're interested saving your time, you have to train yourself with the keyboard shortcuts. And the beauty of Microsoft products keyboard shortcuts is they're very similar across all the applications, most of the cases. So if you train yourself with the Excel keyboard shortcuts, some keyboard shortcuts equally working fine for MS Word, MS PowerPoint, MS Outlook as well. So technically, if you have to remember, hardly you have to remember 30 to 40 keyboard shortcuts. That's max. And it will be making your job easy. Trust me. So this is again, you can save this file on your desktop and on daily basis, keep practicing upon the same. Now, one more notepad file we have shared across over here, naming called Learn Excel Free. So when you open, you will be finding 10 website names over here. Now the question is why this Excel website names you have shared over here, Prabhas? See, for your information, I'll tell you Excel is such a subject. In fact, 6 months training is also not enough to complete the subject. So we have a maximum window time of 16 hours. Now, suppose say you have learned from these 16 hours, you have implemented the same, you got a good amount of grip on that, then what's next? You should not stop. As I told you, you have to always the next level of learning. And where to go? Instead of going to someone's YouTube channel later getting frustrated, what I suggest is go to all these websites. And why only this 10? There are many more websites in the Google world or web world, and why only this 10? Are you promoting all these things on your platform? No. Or am I the brand ambassador of all these websites? Not at all. Then why this? Reason is, as I have done my homework or research, I found that these are the 10 websites where you will be getting lot of handy contents, industry-based case studies, and you can learn the things easily, and it is purely complimentary for you. You don't need to pay a single penny for that. Only thing is you have to invest your time on it. And the other reason why I'm suggesting all these websites, whenever Microsoft comes up with new update, they keep upgrading the content. And along with that, they have their own forums where you can ask your questions and the respective experts, whoever is available next, they will be sharing the reply over there for your questions as well. So you will be getting a complimentary help from those websites. So this is the only reason why I would suggest you, whenever time permits, go to all these websites and learn Excel for the level. Okay. Now, rest of files, as I told you, it is nothing but over there different case studies. As I told you, the problem statements we have taken, designed, and we are going to work together on the same. And our prime objective would be on this entire 16 hours journey is how to save our turnaround time. Second, how to increase our productivity and efficiency. Third, how to avoid the duplication of work. And fourth, how to reduce the human errors. So this will be our four pillars, you can say, and entire our 16 hours journey will be making through this. Okay. Now, regarding the communications, yes, language is not a bar. If you're comfortable in Hindi, English, anything you can speak. The sole idea is whatever you're asking, it should be reaching to me. Whatever I explain, it should be reaching to you, nothing else. So we are not going to be judgmental, or we are not going to just check your competency level about your English vocabulary knowledge or dictionary words, how much you have got in-depth knowledge. It is just merely purely communications. Okay. Fine. So I believe we are good to go for next level. All right. So got the files ready. Now go to our file name called case studies. Kindly open that. So you'll be landing up with your cover page. Then click on this next button. This is your next button, and it will take you to the page name called Business Maths. So kindly confirm you got the sheet ready. File name is case studies. Sheet name is Business Maths. Wait for yes.
Yes.
Okay. Fine. Now, first thing first, being an Excel user, we must know which version of Microsoft Excel is installed in our system. That is very essential to know. But how to explore that? Just watch my screen. If you go to our Excel, there is a file menu over here in the top left corner. Okay. I'll go and click, and within that, in the left side panel, you see in the bottom, if you have a direct option called account, that's well and good. If not, then in the more button, when you navigate, you will be getting your account option. And when you click that account option, you will be finding with immediate right what is your version. So for me, I have got 365. What's yours? Kindly check and let me know in the chat box. Yes, please drop me a message in the chat box. Is it 365, 2016, 2019, 2021, or 2024? I'll tell you the reason why we are doing all these things, but that is very essential to know. So first thing first, please identify your version and let me know in the chat box. All right, so Neha has 365. How about others, please, friends? Just help me out. Going to the file menu, click account, and the right side, it will be displaying the version name. Yes, Harsha, Kundan, Mahesh, Sarayu, could you please quickly do that? So as I understand, since you are from one organization, you must be having 365, but still, I would like to ensure about it. Mahesh, just yours, you please help me out. Oh, Excel for Mac. Okay, no problem. Okay, so Kanika, MacBook keyboard shortcuts will be slightly different. That list I'll be sending you separately at the end of the session. So you have to practice accordingly because Windows version and Mac versions are two different things. Okay, first also for Mac. So those who are having Mac, you have to go for a different sort of keyboard shortcuts. This will not work most of the things. Okay, I can see the same thing you shared. Mm-hmm. Okay, okay. Well, no problem. We'll do one thing. Fine then. So what is the point if I do not know now? As you said, I can't see my version name. So how it is going to give an impact in my daily routine activities? See, I'll tell you. Suppose say I'll take two names from our group. So take an example. I take the name of Kanika and Neha. Is that okay? Kanika and Neha, if I take your name for the story?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for the confirmation. See, now suppose say Neha, she's doing her work by taking some different functions or formula help, which is there in the Excel, and she's doing the job with no time. And definitely, Kanika also will start expecting the same from her system, but her system doesn't support with such kind of functionalities. So she will be definitely worried. We are working in the same organization, same department, then how come I'm not getting that option, but she is having? So this might be the reason because of the different versions of our Microsoft, or might be Neha would be using Windows-based laptop, or Kanika might be using MacBook. So there could be one of the reason. It might be of two different versions or two different platforms you are working. So no need to be panic. Only thing is you have to upgrade your system to that versions. This is the only reason why you need to know which version of Microsoft you are working with. All right. Now, coming back to our over here in working in Excel, certain things we must know. Like, take an example. We'll come back to this exercise a little bit later. Let me take you through something. Now, suppose say, take a situation. My boss gave me a A4 sheet paper which is printed with 50 row items of data. 50 row items of data is printed in that A4 sheet paper. And he asked me, Pravas, please get it typed in an Excel file and send it across to me over email. So basically, in one line, if you want to say, my boss asked me to do a data entry job. Okay, and that too in the 9:30 a.m. in the morning. So definitely, you would not be feeling great. In fact, I will also not feeling great. Is that the job because of which I have joined this organization? So definitely work is work. You should not get any kind of opinion about this. But yes, as a user, I have to do it with no time. So first thing first, I have opened Excel. I have kept that A4 sheet paper in my left side of my system or right, whatever it is, wherever the space is available. I need to start doing the job. Now, what is the first thing I should do? I need to populate my first column. And what should be the first column? Should be serial number. So now the question is how many numbers we have to generate? 1 to 50. So how will you generate that? That is our prime question. So to generate our series, what we do exactly? We type 1, we type 2, we'll select both and we drag this button. This is called fill handle button and we drag it something like this. And our series is on. Do you all agree with me? If you happen to generate a series, is this the way we design the series? Yes or no? Yes. Nothing wrong. What you're doing is absolutely fine. Now, is there any other way we can generate our series? Let's take a look. See, I go and type 1. I'll go to my next column, next cell in the same column. I'll type equal to and taking the previous cell help plus 1. So this is called formula driven series. Now, can you see one more number with one incremental order? So now I'll keep my cursor in 2 and the same I can drag it towards my down. So can you see? Again, we got one more options to generate our series. Now you tell me, out of these two options, option one or option two, which one you feels it is better, handy, user friendly, easy to understand? Just give me your opinion. No need to do any kind of task. I gave you two options to generate our series. Which one you vote for it? Option one or option two? Okay, Neha is saying option one. Good, that's her opinion. Anybody is willing to go for option two? No? Okay, no problem. So you don't have the comfort zone while working with option two. Fine. So let me take you through one more way to generate our series. Just watch my screen. I will type one over here. Okay. And I will drag this. The moment I'm dragging, can you see all the places the number is identical? No worries. In the bottom right, you could see one box is there. This is called autofill box over here. Okay. Autofill. Okay. Now I'll go and click on that, and there you will be having an option inside when you navigate it through called fill series. And with immediate effect, can you see it has turned out to series? Now you tell me, which one is better? Option one, two, or three? You can try also, simultaneously working with me. Type one, drag it down, just going to the bottom, choose fill series, right? So as Neha voted for option three, now can you see your perception has been changed? And you must be also saying, echoing Sunset that Neha was opted option three is far better. Well, again, is there any other way I could generate my series? Take a look. Here, what you can do, type one in a cell, and again, the moment you want to drag it, so this drag button is called fill handle or cell drag and drop. This button is called fill handle because it is helping you to fill the data, right? Now, the moment I would like to go and drag it, what I'll do, I'll hold my control button and I will drag. Can you see? It was going to always be a series. Can you see? Give it a try. Type one in a cell and holding the control button, drag it down, you will be finding your series is in place, right? All of you getting that? Kanika, control button, maybe your buttons would be, since you are using Mac, your button control button will be different. Probably you might to go to for your command button, could be the case, because I'm not, yeah, just try that with command. Okay, little bit difficult again, that's what I'm saying. Since it is Mac, you have got the different keyboard shortcuts, so don't worry about it. Okay. Now, here we have got four different options, people, and if you ask anybody, definitely people will give a vote to our fourth option. But the problem is when you go for any of these options, you have to keep dragging the things till you reach row number 50. Yes, no doubt about it. Now, while dragging, you may be reaching 50, or you may not reach 50, or you may be exceeding row number 50, could be the case. So again, you have to spend time for reworking the same. That's also a trouble. Yeah. So in this case, just imagine, yeah, Kanika is having it work with option button. Yes, guys, those who are having Mac, you can try that combinations. Thank you, Kanika, for helping others also. Just check it out. See, that's what called necessity is the mother of invention, isn't it? So Kanika has found out since there is a demand now. Okay, well and good. Right. Harsha, you can also try. I believe you do have also a MacBook. Okay, great. Now, Once you have got this, people, as I was telling you, you have to keep dragging till you reach row number 50, or you may be exceeding row number 50, or you may not reach number 50 also, could be the case. Now in that case, just imagine if you fix the start and ending point, like starting with 1, ending with 50, starting with 1, ending with 1000, starting with 1, ending with 100. And on a click of button, if it helps you to generate a series, that will be nothing like great on that, right? So just let's see how to create the series by defining the input parameters. Take a look. I'll type 1 over here. Okay. I'll go to my home tab, and here I have an option just exactly below to sigma. One down arrow key symbol is there. And when I navigate, I have an option called over here series. Now, when I go for this series option over here, it will take me to a dialog box and asking step value is the first number. Yes. Stop value as we are expecting up to 5050. Now it is asking series in where you want to populate in the rows or in the columns. Of course, we are looking for any particular column. So I'll change the pattern orientation from rows to column. And the moment I click OK, can you see with immediate effect, starting with 1, ending with 50. Okay, we have got that. See how cool it is, right? So this is another way of generating our series. Just give it a try and check it's working. Right? So this is how we have got 5 different ways, people, to generate our series. Now you tell me out of this 5, which one seems more beneficial, user-friendly, or time-saving? Of course, fourth and fifth one, depending upon the volume of transactions. If you have more numbers to generate, you can go for say 1 to 10,000. You can go on up this method option. If you have less number of amount to design, say 1 to 10, 1 to 20, you can go for the fourth option, holding the control or option button, and you can generate your series. So total 5 different options we have explored so far, but I do not recommend any of them. Yes. Why? So many options you have stated now. Now you're telling that you don't recommend anyone? Yes. Reason is being there. The moment if I go for any of these options and design my series, no doubt, tomorrow, if I believe any point of time, any particular row item is not wanted or it's not required for me, so ideally, if I delete that, what happens? Can you see? The very first case, after 5, it shows 7. The order is in trouble. Second case, formula driven, it is showing completely error, no use at all. Then autofill option, again 5 after the 7, the chronological order is missing. Holding the control button or option button, we create the series. Again, after 5, it is showing 7. Going to home tab, fill series option. This also shows the number in trouble. So what's the point? Again, we have to spend time for restoring our data or bringing it into an order, isn't it? So this is the reason why I do not recommend any of these options. So what I'm up to, you would have understood that we should design our series in such a way that tomorrow, if at all any row is deleted or a new row is inserted, our order should be intact. I should not go and spend some extra time or efforts I need to give to bring our entire serial numbers into a proper chronological order. So that will be making sense. But yes, but how to do that? Take a look. We are going to use a formula naming in our Excel called row. So this is a predefined function by Microsoft Excel, and the basic job is to give the output as which row you are operating with. The row number will be the answer. So if you look at which row I am operating with, row number 2. So when I go and hit enter, this is going to give me 2. Can you see? This is the only job. It has nothing else to do. Now, when I go for it, For my series purpose, I am looking for 1. So I am getting already 2. How to make it 1? Simple basic mathematics. Minus 1. Right? And the moment I go and hit enter, am I getting the details? Yes. Now the same number, I can just drag it down over here. So I have created my series. Now just watch my screen. In this entire series, what is the first number I have? 1. What is the last number? 10. Just remember that. Now, let's do the test. If I believe at any point of time this row, the data is unwanted, it is not required. So I'll delete that row. I'll not delete the data, I will delete the row. Just see what happens. Automatically, Excel understands that in between one row is missing, so rest of the numbers should automatically get shifted to up. So this is what the beauty of your row function to generate your series. Just give it a try, check it's working and confirm please. And I have already shared that Mac details keyboard shortcuts people in the WhatsApp group. And at the end of the training, I'll be also dropping an email to you all you guys so that you can have a copy with your email inbox. Okay. And keep practicing upon the same those who are having the Macs. All right. So this is how to generate our series. We got that understanding. Now I'll take you through some time saving techniques over here. Take a look. Now suppose say if I ask you over here in this entire selected area, okay, I want you to populate a text called Excel. What do you do? We go and type Excel, something like this over here in one cell. Then we go for Control C to copy, and then we go for Control V to paste or hit enter. This is what we do. Else, we go to a cell and type Excel, and then we take the help of our mouse or touchpad. We drag it something like this towards down, and again we drag it to the right over here so that we can get our Excel text to be populated. This is how ideally we prefer to work, right? So instead of that, what I suggest is you can always start typing your data in one cell. Along with that cell, kindly select the rest. The objective is we need to fill the data towards down, isn't it? We need to fill the data towards down. And again, we need to fill the data towards right. This is the only job we have to do. So what you can do to fill down, Control D to fill down. Similarly, to fill right, Control R. So D stands for down, R stands for right. Very easy to remember. So along with Control, if you press towards down, the data will be filled towards down. If you press Control R, the data will be filled towards right, Control R, right? So check, is it working? Yes, Y for yes or D for done. Great. Now, if you closely watch this, what is happening? Again, two keyboard shortcuts, Control D to fill down one, Control R, fill right one. So two different keyboard shortcuts we need to apply. If you believe that it is still time consuming, Prabhas, is there any way we can deal with the same? Yes, we do have a choice. Dekho. You can select first your entire area where you want your Excel text to be populated. Leave your touchpad, leave your mouse, immediately start typing your data. And you can notice it starts typing in your first cell of your entire selected block. And the cursor is still blinking in that cell. Yes. Ideally, how do you hit or complete the tasks? You go for hitting enter to complete the task in Excel. But today we are going to use Control Enter and see the beauty. The whole range of data what you have selected is being populated now with your Excel text. So this Control Enter is nothing but the combinations of your Control D and Control R. So rather going to two different keyboard shortcuts, Control D and Control R, you can always make a practice of using Control Enter. That will be time saving. All right. So Control Enter. Is it working? These are very small keyboard shortcuts, people, but some formatting, data typing, you will be doing 1,000 times in a day. So at least 1,000 seconds you can save. That will be also a great achievement. Fine. So this is how some time saving techniques we saw over here. Now let me take you through the data what we have with us. So go to our question number 2. Okay, here, vendor evaluation. So we'll discuss a bit on this point, then we'll start working with our data. Ideally, the moment you are working in any industry, any organization's people, our purchase department, they have their own standard operating procedure, and they always suggest do not depend upon with a single source of supply if you are trying to purchase a particular material. If you do so, then you are running your business with high risk. So they suggest always to purchase the products by having minimum three competitive ports like L1, L2, L3, so that you can take your call easily. So now we are also going to do the same. What is that? Take a look. We have a prices column. And if I ask you, please look at that and let me know what would be my L1 price, the lowest one. Anybody? Just manually check and tell me what would be my L1 price. 74. Okay, that's a good one. So Kunal is saying 74 should be the lowest one. Fine. L2, the second lowest. Anybody quickly? 99. Okay. They are saying 99. So simultaneously, please validate also. They are saying, so I just would like to know your opinion as well. Okay, guys. So now L3, what should be the third lowest? Anybody? 136 Moish is saying, okay. So do you all agree with that? From this entire prices column, this is supposed to be our L1, L2, L3. Can I take that? It is a group call of ours. All are okay with it? Yes, Kanika, what's your opinion? Are you getting it what I'm saying? See, first the problem statement needs we need to understand. Harsha, is it clear? Okay, fine then. So if you have understood the problem statement, then we are in the good track. Now take a look. So since we have got maximum 7 to 8 items, it was very easy to manually find out L1, L2, L3 over here. Now take a real-time situation. When you open the file in the same column, suppose we have got 10,000 line items of data. How many? 10,000. Now if I ask you to do the same job, please find out L1, L2, L3 from me. What will be your move on that? What will be your stand on this? How to compute that? What will you do on it? Anybody? Out of 10,000 records, if you find out L1, L2, L3, uh, you will use filter. Okay, fine. Anybody else has any other opinion? Okay, so Kundan is saying he'll go by the sorting of the data. Yes. So if you go to filter or sorting by data, no issues, you'll be getting your things. But Today I am looking for XYZ product. You will do sorting or you will do filter. Suppose tomorrow my product is changing to ABC. Again, you have to do the sorting. So this sorting task or filter task, people, it is a repetitive in action or a kind of a duplication of job all the time you have been doing. But we don't mind doing it because we believe this is the only way to do the job. Now think about it. Rather wasting our time doing the same task repeatedly, if you could design something like we will just select one particular product and immediately if our L1, L2, L3 is ready, that will be very easy enough to understand. We can save our time and we can make our things more dynamic, isn't it? So the same thing we are going to do now, people. What we can do, just see. Rather searching our data with manually filter and sorting, how to get our same L1, L2, LT, L3, the bottom three data in the next column with immediate effect, we are going to see that. Just watch my screen. First, observe what I'm doing, understand what I'm doing, and then next 1 minute, I'll be giving time to try. Don't worry. Okay. So here, take a look. First, I will select the entire array where I need the solution. Then I will leave my mouse, I'll leave my touchpad, I'll go for equal to. There's a beautiful formula in our Microsoft Excel or Mac Excel, whatever you're using, small. So this is an array formula. What it demands me is the data. So how to write our formula? This is also an art you have to develop, people. People, what they do exactly, they try to by heart the formula without understanding the logic. So this is the great mistake they do. And writing an Excel formula is very easy, only if you follow the arguments. Now, what is the meaning by argument? Just see. This entire stuff is called syntax. And within that, you could see the various elements. These are called your arguments. So now when I go for small, this asks me array. So array means what is my data? This is my first argument. So array is there in my left. That's fine. I have taken. Now, when I copy this formula towards down, this array, this range should not move down. So what we should do? We should lock the movement. We should restrict the movement. But how? By using our F4 key or dollar symbol. So if it is not your direct key, those are using Windows laptop, you have to use function with this F4 key. So this will be applying $2 symbol and the entire range will be locked, comma. Then it demands me K. What is the meaning by K? K is nothing but integer, number, ranking, or constant. So here, ranking, if I take it for L1, rank should be 1. For L2, rank should be 2. L3, for rank should be 3. So basically, in place of K, we are looking for 1, 2, and 3. But how to give it? We can't give it together, 1, 2, 3. Or neither we could go to each and every cell and edit the formula from 1 to 2, 2 to 3. So what you can do, we have already created 1, 2, 3 over in the next column. We can make use of this as a helper column. So what we can do, we can take the data from the right side. So G14 is containing 1 and that 1 will become the K value and K value is nothing but our L1 price purpose ranking of 1. Now bracket close, formula is ready only with one cell. But we need to apply for the entire range. As we discussed, what is the shortcut? Control, enter, and you got your things ready. See? So now, whenever there is a change in our data or in our products, our small formula will be ready over here and bringing the answer of bottom three values. So give it a try and check this small is working. If you have any doubts or queries, please let me know. Just ensure you are doing one-time practice in the training, people. The post-training practice is very much essential with your live data. But to understand the concept and get confidence, do one-time practice. If it is done, kindly drop me a message of confirmation, Y for yes or D for done. Or if you have any queries, unmute and ask me, no problem. Okay, Kanika, you can see uh, in our keypad, when you look at over here in F4 key, you have an option. You can directly bring the dollar symbol. Okay. So if you do not have that, then you can manually also you can put the dollars from the numerical 4 button, but that you have to use it repeatedly because one time only $1 you can place. But if you go for F4 key, then it will be applying for the whole range or cell what you have selected. If it is not your direct key, you have to use Fn key if it is a Windows based laptop. Okay. Yes, you must select the whole array and use it so that it will be applied for the entire array. All right, so I believe all of you are clear with this because Vanika has confirmed. How about others? Neha, Harsha, Kundan, Mahesh, could you please confirm? Is it okay? Sarayu, status please. All right, now here, one thing I'll help you out, people. See, sometimes what happens when you design any templates and all, okay? If you write any formula or you design any formula, our other end people don't like going to that cell, working with your formula by looking at the formula bar. They don't like it. They immediately ask Pravas, why don't you display this formula in the display mode? So if at all any point of time you are designing a template, you have written any formula and you want to keep that formula in display mode, how to do it? See, what you can do, there is a beautiful formula again by Microsoft it is designed called formula text. What is that? Formula text. Now, how to write your formula efficiently? One end I told you, you need to understand the formula arguments. Now, sometimes what happens, just watch my screen, we always spend time for writing the entire text, something like this, formula text. No need to write the full text or complete text. Just see, going to write formula. When I'm writing FORMU, can you see the very first function, it is highlighted name called formula text. So I don't need to go and further type it. Just hit the tab key. TAB in the left side, we have the tab button. So when you go for the tab key over here, then immediately it will populate till your entire string with open parenthesis or open bracket label. Now read the argument reference. What is that reference? The cell which contains your formula. And the moment you hit enter with immediate effect, this will be displaying the formula. So this is how you can make use of this formula text, people. Whenever you do some knowledge transfer or you design some kind of reference guide for the people and you want to give a helping hand to understand what kind of formula it is being used over there, you can make use of that. Okay. So how to write the small formula? What is formula text? We got the clarity. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. All good? Shall we go for next level? Okay, thank you so much for the confirmation. Now, similarly, suppose there is a need, we need to identify the top three values from our prices column. See now how to get it. As we discussed, for getting the solution, first we'll go and select entire three cells. Okay, I'll go for equal to. Now, for bottom three, we used small. For top three, the opposite of small, we know what is that function? Large. Is it there? Yes, we do have. So when I go for large function, what it demands me is array. So again, where is the data? Data is over here. And as we discussed, it should not move down when I copy this formula down. So we should lock it. And how to lock it? Using F4, function F4, or manually you can give the dollar symbols as well. Now, comma, it is asking k. I told you what is the meaning by k is nothing but constant, number, integer, or ranking. So here, suppose if I go for ranking, what I need this 1, 2, 3 again from the left side. So I'll go and choose 1 over here and bracket close. Formula is ready only for a cell. Need to apply for rest of the cells. So shortcut we learned already. What is that? Control, enter, and we got the things ready. So this is how we can make use of this small and large functions, people. Whenever you design any kind of dashboard, summary report, templates while working in Excel, you can make use of that. Just give it a try, confirm. Large is also working fine for you. Fine. So how to use small, how to use large, what is the essence of using this kind of dollar symbol, and what is the K purpose? We have just created this 1, 2, 3. What is the use of that? We have also seen that. So are you happy knowing about this formulas called small, large, and this control enter keyboard shortcuts and different ways to generating the series? Yes, people, I will ask these questions quite often because I'm just doing the postman job. What Microsoft has designed, I'm passing on those informations to you. But as a user, you have to keep using it. So that's why I'm collecting your feedback. Are you happy knowing about all these formulas? Okay, Kanika is happy, Neha is also happy. Good. So the characters of our story both are happy. Fine. Great. Kudan is also echoing the same. Fine. Now let's take a look at this. Take a look at this. Yeah. Now, so as I told you, our story, this is what our friend Kanika has designed, correct? And whom she is presenting? To Neha. Neha is watching everything and she is clear, but she is not unable to understand over here why Kanika has created this column. This seems it is unwanted and Neha believed the same and deleted the same. So what happens? Can you notice? This entire report is in trouble, right? So this is what mostly happens with us. We design something, we send it across to the people, they play around with our formula, and finally they keep bothering us over multiple phone calls or emails. What kind of report you have designed? It is not working. Do you all agree with me? You must have come across this kind of situations quite often while working in corporate, right? Yes. See how I could read your mind also. Fine. Now the question is over here, what we did, okay, taking this kind of helper column, our experts, they will suggest you to do the job like this. But Microsoft never recommends for that. Reasons, it is there with you in front of you. Now, if this is the case, then the question is, without using this kind of helper column, can't we get the solution? Yes, we can. But how? Take a look. See, at any cost, we need those one, two, three. Without that, it is not possible. But the thing is, we are going to make our formula efficient enough in such a way, it will generate those serial numbers in the formula itself. Yes, but how? So just 2 minutes, watch my screen what I'm doing. No need to do anything, just try to understand the concept. See, if I ask you which row I am operating with, what will be your answer? Row number 14, because row number 14 is highlighted. Now the same, if I ask Excel to perform a calculation which row I am operating with, as I told you, while generating the series, we have a function called row. So this row function, what it does, gives the output as a row number. So since I'm in row number 14, I got 14 answer. But for our helping column purpose, what is the first number we were expecting? 1. So already we have received 14, but we are expecting 1. So what I need to do? Simple basic mathematics, minus 13. And now the same I can apply for others, Control D to fill down as we discussed already, and we got things ready. So whatever we have done outside of the formula range, we have to do in the formula. Now see how we have to do. I'll delete everything. So as I told you, first we'll select all the three cells. Yes, I'll go for equal to large. Yes, array, it is over here. This is my array. That's fine. We need to lock it since we are going to copy this formula towards down. Then comma, it is asking for k. So k purpose, we have to design the formula like ROW, open bracket, close bracket, minus 13. Since we are in row number 14. Now, how to confirm that I'm in row number 14? See, learn a beautiful technique. When you select a particular segment inside the formula, and it will show the output immediately. Now, if you believe the output is not being displayed, Prabhas, yes, you can do one thing, select everything over here and press F9. So F9, the function key, the hotkey, which will be giving you the output. And this is how you can check each and every formula segments while designing the formula. And once you confirm, then you need to come back, Control Z or Control Z, undo. Now, when I go for bracket close, formula is ready only with one cell. Need to apply for rest. What is the shortcut? Control, enter. And we got the things without helping column. So this is how people, whenever there is a need, you can create this kind of nested function. This is called nested functions. Okay. So give it a try. Check it's working. I believe it's working. small and large with combination of row. So when you write multiple formulas in one statement, that becomes a nested formula. And as I said, this will be helping you whenever you design your summary report, tabular report, dashboards, templates. You can make use of these formulas, top 5, top 10, bottom 5, bottom 10, all these things. If you want to bring it, then you can use these formulas. All right. So question number 2, can I take that all are clear with a simple one-line message, Y for yes? Okay, chalo, great. Thank you so much. Now, let us go for question number 3. Say, take an example. You have a prices column, okay? And you could notice the price column is having a mixed variables, like we have got positive, we have got negatives as well. Now, looking at the same, suppose my boss is not happy, and what is telling me, Pravas, just do me a favor. Wherever the value is positive, that alone you please display in the next column. I don't want to see the negative values. Just bring the positive values alone in the next column. Well, now looking at the data, if I ask you a question, how do you classify something as negative? It's a simple. What you will say? Because wherever it starts with our brackets or whatever the data within brackets like this or parenthesis is there, or if it starts with hyphen or dash symbol, then it's negative. If none of them is available, it's positive one. Simple language you'll say. If I ask you, please logically decide whether the value is positive or negative, what you will say? You will say that, okay, we should go to each and every cell. We should check if the value is more than 0, positive. If it is less than 0, it's negative. Simple. Yes, we do that. Now, the same thing, if I ask you to do the job in Excel, what Excel does, take a look. First, try to understand. Excel, any kind of logical calculations purpose is always used for if formula. So if is a logical function, and what it does, read the arguments, logical test. So where you want to apply the test in the prices column. What kind of test? Is it greater than 0? So this becomes my logical test, my first argument for if formula. Now, comma. Whenever we do conduct a test, the result, there might be a success, there might be a failure also. We never know. But we need to follow the rhythm. Assuming that the result will be positive. So if this value is more than 0 and that is true, it means this value is positive. Yep. So in the next column, which value you are expecting? The value which you are checking. Simple. Comma. Then it asks me value if false. The next argument, value if false. It means if this value is not more than 0, so definitely it will be less than 0. If it is less than 0, it becomes negative. If it is negative, in the next column, there is no role of such kind of values, but we should give some treatments in the next column. What is that? 0, hyphen, nil, not available, not applicable, anything you want to define. You must take the help of two immediate double inverted quotes. But we are working in a template. So template has to remain always blank. So what you can do within two double inverted quotes, you have to complete the formula, but without space. So here people always commits a mistake. They define two double inverted quotes with a space. So space, though it is not visible, but it is quantified or calculated as a character only. So you have to be very precise and clear. Now bracket close. Formula is ready only with one cell. Need to apply for rest. We know the shortcut. What is that? Control, enter. And we got the records ready. So this is how people, whenever there is a need, how to make use of this logical calculations, we got that clarity over here. So give it a try and check it's working. Any doubt, you can ask me. Hope it is clear. So how to write our logical statement with a simple if formula? We have got the understanding. Any difficulties? Fine. Now let's go for our next example, people. See, sometimes what it happens, we face some challenges with regard to the date computation. So what kind of challenges? Let's go and discuss in detail. Take an example. Suppose you started working in a site on 1st Feb 2019. In that site, the work is over on 26th April 2020. And in that particular site, you never work in Thursdays. But rest of days you are coming in office and doing the work. You are not working in Thursday. And these are the list of holidays which you have never worked in that particular site. Now, having said all this over here, suppose my boss asks me, Prabhas, get me know exactly how many days you worked on that particular project so that I can make a billing to the customer accordingly. So to answer my boss now about the working days or the business days, how to compute that? That is what the question. Okay. So any point of time to compute your business days or working days, people, we have a very beautiful formula naming called Network Days International. So INTL stands for international. What it demands, read the argument. See, start date. We do have start date. Yes, comma. End date. We do have end date, but where it is in the left side of the formula or right side? We believe it is in the right side because the formula is already there over here. No, though you have taken the first input, when you define comma, again you have gone back to your formula. So from formula, again we have to come to left only. So use the left arrow key. And now this is demanding weekend. So as per the question, what is the day we are not working? We are not working in Thursday. So we have to select the parameter where Thursday only is written. So that is there. If you look at when I select, it shows me the declaration like Thursday is a weekend day. And there's a number also assigned to that, naming 15. So I can go over here and type 15 manually, or I can go for selecting Thursday only over here. So same result. Now this is giving me holidays. So where is your list of holidays? In the right side of the formula. So I'll use the right side options over here. And then the moment I go for it, the entire range I can select as my list of holidays. And the moment I hit enter, you could notice this is going to give me the total number of business days or working days over here. So this is how this function would be very, very helpful to calculate someone's efficiency, productivity, or if you want to just check if you have taken some machines on the rental basis, how many days exactly put to use, and based on that, you want to pay the rental charges to the vendor, you can make use of this formula. So kindly try this and confirm it's working. Hope it is clear. Network is international. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. All right. So can we go to the next example? Yes, no. All right. Now we'll go to our next example, people. Again, it's one more beautiful example about the dates. Please try to connect with it. Suppose, say, we are furnishing the AMC agreements with our vendors just to safeguard the assets, definitely. So, take an example. On 11th December 2021, we furnished one contract for HP printer and the duration we fixed for 16 months. So, objective is now we need to find out when this contract is going to be expired. So like this, there are 10,000 AMCs are there, and we need to compute the date of expiry of those AMCs so that we can take a call whether to renew the contract to stop the service. If the asset is already scrapped or sold, there is no point of maintaining or having or continuing with AMCs for that. So all these things are there, situations in place. So we have to take a call. Fine. Now, to deal with the same again, the first thing is we need to be very accurate while doing the date calculations, even though for a single day we can't just take it for granted. We have to be pinpoint accurate for this. So how to get our accurate date of expiry? Here, there is again a beautiful formula in our Microsoft Excel people naming called E-date. So E stands for electronic date. It demands me start date. We do have date of MC, comma. It demands me months. So we do have a months also. So we'll go for over here, and as we know, formula is ready. Only for a cell, need to apply for rest. Control Enter. The moment I go for Control Enter, I will be getting my answer, no doubt. But this answer, if you look at, it is in different state. So what is the state? Suppose I take an example. If I am looking for the answer, it is there in our general over here, general mode. So what is meaning by general mode? So this is the type of format. If I select, you could see in my number format category, it shows me general. But technically we are working with date. So how to convert any format to date format? See, rather going for right click, format cell, converting the same into date, the best practice what you can do, people, any point of time, if you look at on your numerical keypad number 3, it is containing this kind of hash symbol. So Control, Shift, and 3. It's a Windows-based laptop or desktop. Control, Shift, and 3. You'll be getting through our date format, any format to date format. Just see, the job is done, right? So this is how a simple keyboard shortcut, how it is helping us people, you could understand that. So this is how whenever you have agreements, claims, insurance claims, or any other bank guarantees, investment related documents, you can make use of this formula and you can use Excel as a tracker of that. So try this and check it's working. Any doubt, you can ask me. right? So e-date, how to use, we got that clarity, but that alone is not enough. There is other risk factor which you have never assessed people. We need to compute that event. What is that? Take a look. 11th April 2023. Is it going to fall in a weekday or weekend? That also we need to find out. So now the question is how to extract a day from a date. So what we can do, we can make use of a formula naming called text. So when you go for text formula, this demands me the value. So value is nothing but my date of expiry, comma. Then it asks me format text. See, ideally while working with our date in Excel, we have got two different formats. One DDMMYY, the other one MMDDYY, where D stands for day, M stands for month, Y stands for year, which is predefined by Microsoft Excel. So our focus is to give only the emphasis on the day part. So within two double inverted quotes, we can type four Ds over there. Now, what is the significance of typing four Ds to get the complete name of the day, like Sunday, Sunday? If I go for three Ds, what is going to happen? It will be only showing the first three characters of the day, Sun. And if I go for two Ds, the entire day with integer or number, it is going to showcase it. That's why we'll go for entire full string with four Ds. Is it case sensitive? No. Excel formulas are not case sensitive. Now bracket close, formula is ready only with one cell. But we need to apply for the rest. Control, enter, and we got that. So this is how whenever there is a need to generate your output or data people, this kind of formula will be very, very helpful. And that's called your text formula. Similarly, let's go for practice on the same, finding the month and year as well. So for month, we can go for same text formula, taking the date of expiry within two double inverted quotes M four times. So we got the name of the month also. If you happen to find out the year, the same text formula, we can take it, but that is very lengthy. Don't use that. Use the formula naming called ready-made year formula. So Excel has a ready-made year formula, which basic job is to find out the year, and the serial number is nothing but your date of expiry, and bracket close, control enter. See? So this is how, if you know the formulas and functions, you can make your job easy, and you can keep your formula at very, very minimum level. And wherever the formulas minimum, that will be helping you for your data executions to be very fast, and file size will not be heavy as well. So this is how we have understood about application of our daily essential formulas people in our routine activities. So just give it a try and confirm all these things are working. Any doubt, any queries from our Excel sheets called business maths, you can ask me. So if it is done, you can drop me a confirmation, Y for yes or D for done. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Or if it is not working at your screen, you can always share the screen and take my help, no issues. So is it working? Shall we go for next level? All right. So go to the sheet name now, please, people. Data presentation. Okay. So here, if you look at, we have got our first set of data, naming called month and revenue. Okay. Suppose I take a scenario. My boss asked me, Pravas, get me the entire 12 months revenue data. So what I did, month wise, whatever the Excel sheets or customer wise, whatever I have maintained, everything I have opened and combined. And this is the final consolidated value of those Excel records. Fine. Whatever we did, anybody can do that. So now the question is, what else we can do to make our data more expressive? What else we can add it so that it will be called as a value additions to our work? Or what else we can incorporate it? Whoever is watching our data, they will be more happy and they will be appreciating our job. So this is what we need to discuss. Okay. There are a lot many things we can do. So let's start from the scratch. This data, if you look at, we do not have the total. So let's start from the scratch. We do not have the total. How to get a total? There are two ways. One, you can go to home. You have an option called Sigma over here. This is the direct option. Or the keyboard shortcut you can use is called Alt equal to. So whichever it is comfortable for you, go for it. And the moment, suppose I go for Alt equal to and hit enter, is it giving me a total of 33,715? A quick keyboard shortcut, Alt equal to. Right. Now take a look. Whatever the revenue data in terms of billions, millions, lakhs, crores, maybe my immediate boss would be happy watching the same. But the data, when it goes to the management level, they are not worried about our billions, millions, lakhs, crores. They want to see the data, but that should be in terms of percentage. So we need one more column now to state our revenue data in terms of percentage. So let's go and create a column. Now, what would be the formula for revenue percentage calculation? Just watch my screen first. I'll take equal to taking the value from the left. It has to be divided by the total revenue. Do you agree with me? what I am doing. Are you okay with that calculations to calculate my revenue percentage? But the moment I copy this formula towards down, this total revenue should not move down. Only thing is revenue cell, that blue color cell should move one by one, not the total revenue. So what we're supposed to do? We need to lock it. Yes, we did it. Now answer comes up in decimals, but what you're expecting in terms of percentage. So any point of time to convert any format into percentage, just see in the numerical 5 button, we have a percentage symbol, correct? So you have to go for Control, Shift, and 5. I repeat, Control, Shift, and 5 to convert any format to our percentage format. So go for it. Formula is ready, only with one cell, but we need to apply for rest. Double click on that fill handle or drag button and make a total over here. Alt equal to. Is it giving you 100% over here? Yes. So this is how we got another column ready, people, naming called revenue percentage as a value additions to our work. Kindly confirm. Hope it is working. Any difficulties? Anybody? Alt equal to, not to. No, no, no. See, Anika, what I'm trying to say is you are the equal to symbol with Alt key. Okay, there is no Alt key. Fine. If you open that keyboard shortcut list, what I have given in the WhatsApp, if you have to access or you're able to access it over there, let me see if I have in this laptop. Yeah. See, this is what the command shift or command plus T. So this is the command you have to use in your MacBook. All right. Yeah. Similarly, shift control percentage and all you can apply this. So I believe now everyone is clear with this revenue percentage column, how to compute that, right? Now, what else we can do? See, to make it more informative, we can compare our data Jan to Feb, Feb to March, March to April, how our revenue growth is there. So we need one more column naming called growth. Now, what would be the formula for growth column? Please try to understand. See, since Jan is the first month of our year, we have nothing before Jan to compare with, of course. So growth will be ideally nil or zero. But there is no point of writing the same because this is a self-implied message. Now, when we go to Feb, we have got something to compare with, right? So what would be the formula? Equal to Feb minus Jan. Feb minus Jan. Now, what is the status if you look at means compared to Jan, Feb, the business is going down. Now, the same I can apply for others, and this is how we got another column ready, naming called growth. All right. So growth in terms of value, we got it. And as we know, this maybe my immediate boss would be interested watching the same, right? But the data, when it goes to the management, they're expecting the growth, but not in this. They should be in terms of percentage. So let's go and create another column naming called growth percentage. Now, growth percentage, what would be the formula? Just see. As we know or discussed, for growth for the month of Jan is nothing but nil or zero. Similarly, growth percentage also will be nil or zero. Yes. Then, when I go to Feb, what would be my formula? Equal to whatever the value we have identified, that should be divided by the base month. So for Feb, which is the base, is nothing but the Jan. So we'll go for Jan month value to divide with. Now formula is ready only in terms of decimals, but what you're expecting is in terms of percentage. Control Shift 5. Okay. So we got that like Shift Control percentage in your Mac you can use. And now the moment you go for double click on the fill handle, we got the whole column ready. So this is how we got another column people naming called growth percentage. Now think about it, we had only two columns, but this much of task is pending. So this is how we have to think about it, even though nobody demands, we need to present all this information because our data needs all these things.
वीडियो ना शिफ्ट करेंगे फिर
Hope it is clear, working, any doubt, any queries?
अमेरिका एरिया
So if it is ready, kindly confirm with your line of message, Y for yes, so that I can proceed. Or if you have any concerns, do let me know. All right. Now, what else we can do with regard to this data? Just have a look. See, suppose say I complete my Jan month business and somebody asks me, Pravas, how much business you made? I will say 3963 USD. When I complete my business for the month of Feb and I need to answer, suppose, the same question, then what will be my answer? Whatever my Jan month revenue, I will be adding it up in the Feb month and then I will speak about it. So when I complete March month, Jan plus Feb plus March, what do you call all this? We call it as cumulative, or we call it as accumulation of the values, or in Excel language, we call it as a running total. What is that? Running total. But the moment you are working with our corporate reports people, you have to use the proper corporate jargons. And that we call it as YTD, year to till date. So now our objective is, let us go and create a column naming called YTD. And what would be the formula for YTD calculation? So just watch my screen again. As we know, since Jan is the first month of our year, since we are following the calendar year, whatever my Jan month revenue, is it going to be the same for YTD for the month of Jan? Yes. So how to define it? Just go to YTD equal to Jan month revenue. So this is how we can create a link from one cell to another cell. Yes. Now when I go to Feb, what would be my formula? Equal to Jan month YTD one cell up plus current month revenue, that is Feb month revenue. So automatically this will be giving me a total of along with the previous one. Now same formula we can apply for others now. So you could notice we have got our YTD column ready, but how to confirm we are in the right track? Take a look. In YTD column, the moment we go and apply this formula and reach to the month of December, is it matching with my total revenue? Yes. So we are in the right track. So this is how we got a self-confirmation, people. We don't need someone else to validate our calculations. All right. Check, is it working? Any doubt, any query? Because these are very, very essential, people, in our today's reports. People need all these things. They will never demand, but when you present something like this, your report will stand out of the crowd, adding some kind of value to the report and making it more informative. Well, Kanika has confirmed. How about others? Mhm. All right. Now take a look. YTD, in terms of billions, millions, lakhs, crores, maybe my immediate boss would be happy. But the data, when it goes to the management level, they are expecting the data to be in terms of percentage. So let us go and create another column naming called YTD percentage. Okay. Now, what would be the formula for YTD percentage? See, it's pretty easy now. How? You can select this entire range, something like this, and go for a keyboard shortcut, Control R, fill right. So when you go for Control R, it is giving some sort of decimal values, but we are expecting the answer in terms of percentage. And we know how to convert any format to percentage, Control, Shift, and 5. And the moment I'll go for it, how will I know I'm in the right track? Just see. When I reach to my December month YTD percentage, is it matching with my revenue column percentage column total? Yes. So we are in the right track. So this is our people. We had only two columns, but this much of different statistical calculations is very much essential. Though you're working in finance, accounts, production planning, stores, HR, wherever, it is very, very essential. So check, is it working? Any doubt, any queries? Do let me know. Hope it is clear. Yes. Now, data, we have made it, we have got multiple columns ready, but it is not ready for presentation. So what we need to do, whenever you have this kind of multiple columns calculations, people, first of all, select your data by keeping the cursor anywhere, Control A, and always give a feel of a table by applying the borders. And how to apply the borders? You can go to Home, Border, all borders with the help of mouse, or you can go for your keyboard shortcut, whichever it is comfortable for you. Okay. So first thing, we have applied the borders. Now, the latest style of our data presentation, it says that when you have multiple columns in place, the first column should be aligned to the left and rest of the columns should be aligned to the center. And to make it center, select going to Home, make it of central alignment, something. Okay. Now, to beautify the same, ideally, we prefer to showcase our data having some colorful applications. Like we believe in working going to Home and we have got two options, naming called fill color and font color. So trust me, these are an outdated versions. Nowadays, nobody prefers to see using of these colors. So how to make it something different? Take a look. Suppose that this month column is there. I have selected. I'll go to Home. There's an option called Cell Styles. And when I go for cell styles, there are various styles you can see we have. So whichever the styles from the accent one, this last line, we can check it out. And similarly, when you go for first row, you should have going to Home, cell styles, and take a different color. So that what will be happening, it will be pleasant to look, obviously, not too much of loaded with the colors. Minimum formatting also happen, and people will love to see. And when you present all these things in Excel, looks good, but where people will be demanding in PowerPoint. So you're not going to struggle since we have made the things better in Excel. Hardly you need to struggle in PowerPoint. Just take a look. Since I have the data over here, I will select, I will copy, I'll go to my PowerPoint over here. And in PowerPoint, what I need to do, simply right click. I have to paste from the second option, image. I can choose. And then I'll take it to my diagonal button style. And here I'll be making it over center. And when I'm presenting it in PowerPoint, is it giving a neat and clean look? Yes. So since we have made the things better in Excel, people, hardly we need to struggle in PowerPoint. So that's what the beauty. And this is how you are supposed to make our data informative. Check and confirm all these things are working. Whatever we discussed, is it clear? Any doubt, any queries? Simply copying that, actually, you just select copy, Control C, going to PowerPoint, and just right click on that and paste as an image. This picture option is there. When you right click, picture is there. This is the option. So it will be converted to image. Right. All right. So I believe now we have understood, we are clear with how to make our data informative. All right. So with this, we'll go for a short break. Okay. So in my system, it is 45.420. Again, we'll be catching up. So 15 minutes, a short break. You can have a tea or cup of coffee. Have a brisk and come back soon. By 4:20, we'll start again our program and continuing the same thing what we have left with. So I'll be in mute. I'll be back by 4:20. So I believe everybody's back. Could you please respond in the chat box? Why for yes? Okay, Kanika and Mahesh, they have confirmed. How about others? Okay. Fine then. So let's go for our next level. So before break, we have seen how to make our data informative, taking various statistical calculations. Now we'll be focusing at how to make our data presentable. Why presentation is so much of important while working in Excel? Because we have got Microsoft PowerPoint and we believe that our PowerPoint is being designed to present your data in a beautiful format. Technically, data, whatever we prepare people, it's meant for the audience, not for us, right? So nowadays, the audience is having a different level of expectation. Along with the data, they also watch how you are presenting it. And presentation is something which always makes you different from others. So to stand out of the crowd, to make your presentation different from others, you have to care for your presentations part as well. So let's go for it. We have got same 12 months revenue data over here, people. If I want to present it properly or in a beautiful format, what you can do, select your data, keeping the cursor anywhere, Control A, and convert your data into table. So to convert your data into table, you must go for a keyboard shortcut, Control T, T for Tango, T for table. It will take you to a create table dialog box, something like this, and click OK. So your data transformation, if you see, alternate rows are highlighted, column headers are defined with proper fill of colors, and filter buttons also getting activated. All these things are happening and making our data more presentable. If you do not like this default options or color combinations, you want to apply something of your own. If you go to Home tab, there is a beautiful option called Format as Table. So you can pick from this and it will open in three broad categories, naming called light, medium, and dark. Always go for light or medium, never go for the dark color. As I told you in the beginning, in any Excel file, the more the dark colors, again, your Excel file size will be more. So having said this, if you want to change light or medium anything out of this, just on the mouse over, you can see the respective changes on the screen. So whichever the styles you like it, you can pick it from here. This is how manually also you can do. Else you can go for Control T, T for Tango, T for table. Check, is it working? Kindly confirm. All right. Now, once we have done with this, when I presented something like this, definitely my boss is happy watching that, and immediately his expectation has increased. What he's saying? He's saying that, Prabhas, you have given me the revenue data. That's fine. But wait, I just want to know to generate this much of revenue, how much incentives we have given. So my boss is expecting now I should go and prepare the incentive column. So let's go and prepare. So when you go and prepare and hit enter, see the beauty, the incentive column, what you have prepared, it is immediately taking the existing formatting of your table. So this is what a kind of artificial intelligence we have in the table format. It automatically picks the same format, understanding that since the data is in contiguous form and the same formatting needs to be applied. Technically, what we used to do, we used to go for home tab and we will keep using this format painter option just to apply the similar formatting. But right now, Excel is so efficient enough, it is taking care about our format when you convert your data into table. Advantage number one, saving our time and efforts. Second, suppose say incentive I have to populate in the formula. Take an example. Suppose in our organization we have a uniform policy or global policy. Whatever the billing we make, we give 2% as incentive to our people. Suppose it's a global policy. Then having said this, how to design that column? You can simply go for equal to take the data from left. So when you pick the data from left, it automatically takes the formatting like at the rate symbol, square brackets, and column headers. Everything populates. You don't need to go and type it manually. This is the default formatting of your table. Now multiply. What is the percentage as we discussed? 2%. And the moment you go and define this and hit enter, see the beauty, what happens? It is not only applying to a cell, but also the entire column. So we no need to go for control D or we no need to go for control enter. We no need to drag the formula towards down. Nothing is required. And you can also imagine your speed is also increasing because of that, right? So this is how we got another column ready, people, naming called incentive and making our data more presentable as well. Check, is it working? Kindly confirm. Any difficulties, feel free to ask. Hope it is working. All right. Now, once we have done with this, suppose say I want to create another column naming called net revenue. And when I hit enter, can you see immediately same formatting has been carried forward? And this is again because of table format. So this is how we have seen the advantage when you convert your data into table, how we are getting the flavors. Now coming back to the formula, what would be the calculations for net revenue column? Simple, basic mathematics, revenue minus incentive. So we can go for equal to revenue column minus incentive column. So it automatically takes the formatting, so you don't need to go and manually spend time for typing such kind of column headers, at the rate symbols, square brackets and all. And once we hit enter, as we know, this is applying to the whole column. So this is how we got another column ready, naming called net revenue. All right. Now, once we have the table in place, just watch my screen. You could see in our data, we do not have the total yet. So technically, we always prepare our total row manually by giving the formula, like as we have discussed already in the previous table, right? Here we prepared manually, but here no need to do that. See the beauty. The moment you keep your cursor in the table, you could find there is a table design in the top. It has been activated. Table design, right? Or it might be the name would be different if you are in different version, maybe design options, something like that. And within that, you have an option called total row. The checkbox is not selected. So when you go and select this checkbox immediately in the bottom side of your entire table, you will be finding a total row is automatically generated and it is giving the total for net revenue column. What if you want the revenue column total? You can keep your cursor in revenue column total. You will be finding one drop down will be ready. Click on that drop down over there. It will take you through the list of formulas. And ideally, we prefer to go for sum function to make a total. So we can go for sum over there and it is ready. See how beautiful it is. Everything is there in place. Only thing is we need to customize it according to the needs. So that's what the beauty of your table format. Check it out. All of you are getting the same. Any doubt, any queries, do let me know. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Hope it is working. Could you please confirm? Any difficulties, do let me know, please, people. Okay, so let us go for now our next level over here from the table format. Just watch my screen. Though we have made our table, but as I told you, always go for minimum formatting, like keeping your cursor in the column header and go for Control A. The whole table would be selected and convert your table into a proper table format, like applying the borders. This is the first step. And as I said to earlier, that when you have multiple columns in place, the latest style of our data presentation, it says that first column always need to be aligned to the left. Rest of the columns should be always in the center. So to go into home, you can make it to center. Then here, one more problem you notice when you do all this operation. Our column headers are not properly displayed. Some column headers text is missing. This is what mostly it happens with us. When you try to copy the data from one Excel and paste it in another, you will be finding always it comes with a hash kind of symbols or data is not properly appended. In those cases, what we do, we take our mouse pointer, we go to the column header and we keep expanding, double click or manually we keep expanding the same. Instead of doing that, you can select the whole column like this. Going to home, we have an option called format. And in this format, you have an option called auto fit column width. Immediately, the columns will get adjusted. Depending upon the maximum character contains in any of the cells, the column will be expanded accordingly. So this is one beautiful options you can make, you'll always use for minimum formatting. This is very, very essential. So selecting the table, going to the home tab, and within that format, and within that auto fit column width. So columns will be expanded. Check all these things are working. Any doubt, any queries? Hope all are clear. The advantages of our table formatting. All right. Now, once we have done with this, one thing always remember in Excel, each and every data, they are recognized by proper data types and they are meant for proper presentation as well. So say what I'm trying to say is date should be in proper date format, percentage should be in proper percentage format, time should be in proper time format. Similarly, number should be in proper number format. So take an example. Here we have the numbers. We have to present in a proper number format. So what is the meaning by proper number format? Uniformly, all the places there should be a decimal, post decimal, maximum 2 characters. Before decimal, there should be a comma or billion or million separator must be there. And to have all these three formatting patterns, what we can do is we can simply go for a keyboard shortcut. In our keypad, if you see in the numerical 1 button, there is an exclamatory mark is there. So you can go for Control Shift 1 if you're in a Windows based laptop. If you're a MacBook, you know what you have to do. You have to go for Shift Control and 1 otherwise. So this is how the moment you go for it, what will be happening? It will be converting your data into a proper number format. See, simple keyboard shortcuts, how it is helping us to deal with the formattings. So this is the only reason why I told you, if you are thorough with the keyboard shortcuts, trust me, you can save a lot of time. So this is our people, our data presentation story. We are clear. Any doubt, any queries from this? How to make our data informative? How to make our data presentable? Is it clear? So if you have any queries, feel free to ask before proceeding further, people. I'm just keeping in hold for 1 minute. All right. So I believe that everyone is clear with our data presentation sheet, people. Now we are going to proceed with our date calculation. See, what is this ask? First, let's have the understanding. Suppose say these are the employees working in my department. Okay. My management has given me a task stating that, Pravas, we are sending the date of joining of your employees. Please compute their experience as on date since the date of joining in terms of years, months, and days. So date of joining is there with us. From the date of joining till today, what is their experience? Like 5 years, 6 months, 7 days. We need to compute in this format. To do this job, basically, this is nothing but the other way we can express as called data aging or aging analysis. Many more cases you have to use this concept. But how to get that? As I told you earlier, when there is a date related calculations, you have to be pinpoint accurate even for a single date. And to do this particular piece of job, we have to go for a hidden formula of Microsoft Excel, naming called date diff. What's the formula name? Date diff. This is a hidden formula. Since 1983 till today, whatever the versions Microsoft has designed, this formula is hidden in those versions. Reason, this formula has got certain drawback. That's why it comes as a add-in and it is never been reflecting in your formula list. So to prove that, just watch my screen. Since morning, whatever the formulas we have used, you can see when you just type ED, Excel immediately gives a information stating that this is your EDATE formula. So when you go for tab, it also shows you the argument what you have to use in edate. Whereas if you go for date diff, do you see such kind of helping hand or instructions from Microsoft? No, because this formula is hidden. And trust me, there is a formula called date diff. And since the formula is hidden and instructions are not visible, we have to work together. So let's start working with me. Going to our year cell, keep the cursor in the first cell value, go for equal to and formula date diff. Yeah. Now what it demands, nothing is visible. Simple logic. Any date formula always start with a start date. So for the timing, our start date is date of joining, which is there in the left, comma. If you want to compute the difference starting from the date of joining till what date, the end parameter also to be there, that is called end date. So end date is nothing but today's date. But today's date, there is nowhere reflecting. No worries. We have got a ready-made formula in our Excel called today. This will automatically generate your today's date from your bottom right corner of your system, and it will populate as a input for date diff. So this is our end date, comma. Now, which column you are trying to compute the difference is year. So to define our year component, let's go for a blank cell above to the year like this. Now bracket close. Three inputs are needed for the formula. We have given it over here. The moment you hit enter, it will be throwing some errors like hash num. Don't be panic. The reason why we are getting error because out of three inputs, the third input is defined to a blank cell. Now go to that blank cell. And now to define our year component, what we can use, like if you recall, we have discussed already the date format is supposed to be DDMMYY or MMDDYY. And I had already told you D stands for day, M stands for month, Y stands for year. So to represent our year category, we should go for Y over there. Okay. Now, can you see the formula is giving some sort of answer? So though dead diff is a hidden formula, how to write this formula, we got that clarity. What are the inputs of dead diff formula? We got that understanding. Hope it is clear. Check and confirm. Is it working? Any doubt, any queries? Do let me know. So any doubt, any queries, anybody? So Kundan has confirmed. How about others? Okay. All right. So I believe everyone is clear whatever we are doing over here for DD formula, though it is a hidden one, how to read that formula, how to operate with that formula. We got the entire clarity. Right. Now, let us go for these things. Let us go for a small practice for finding the result for month and day as well, because date diff is hidden one and it is not visible. So let's go for practice. So for month, we can use M over here. For day, we can use D. Okay. Don't drag the formula. Don't copy paste the formula. Simply just type again equal to date diff, bracket open, start date is date of joining, then today formula to consider as a end date, comma, Excel operator, which is M. Will result you 187. 7. Then again date diff, date of joining, comma, today formula, comma, Excel operator again. And this is going to give you 5715. Kindly confirm you are getting the same result as I'm displaying on the screen. All right, not working for me. Okay, Kanika, you can share your screen. Otherwise, let me see why it is not working. Let us see. First, you share my screen, then only I can understand and guide you properly. Right, so you have given M over there. Fine. Just type again equal to date diff, DIF. No, not date if, diff, DIF. Yeah, it will not be visible because it's a hidden formula. Bracket open, go for start date, comma, end date is today formula. Hmm. Bracket open, bracket close, yeah, comma, go for that M operator where M is there, yeah, hit enter, yes. Okay, the reason why you're getting, you keep your cursor in M, where M is written, there might be some extra space would be there. Go to that, extra space might be there. See, space is always very dangerous, as I told you. It is not visible, but it is counted as a character, okay? All right, so I'm taking the control back on the screen, and I believe now everyone is clear with so far whatever we have done. But now the question still is prevails. You can ask me a question, Pravas. How could I rely upon with this formula? Because you are telling this is a hidden one. But how to know that it is giving this perfect right answer? Just see. If I ask you to find out total number of days between the date of joining till today, what do? You will go for equal to today, open bracket, close bracket, minus date of joining. Is it giving you the same sort of answer what you have identified in day column, right? So this is a self confirmation again. Whatever manually we have calculated by taking a simple mathematical formula, our date diff also giving the same sort of answer. So now we got a confirmation that though it is a hidden formula, but it is giving some sort of accurate result. But Can we present our data in this format like 15 years, 187 days, and 5,715 days over here? We cannot do like this. Our requirement is number of years, months, and days. When you combine together, it should give you the entire difference. Or the other way, if you discuss in the month category, we have got 187 months. And we know one thing, whenever number of month reaches to 12, it becomes 1 year. So how many complete years are there? If you want to identify the basic mathematics, what we can do? Equal to this number of months divided by 12. Do you agree with me? This is how we do. Now, it gives me a result, 15.5833 and all. What does it mean by 15? So this 15 is nothing but number of years. It is already given. Number of years is already given to the year component. It cannot be ever expressed again in the month. So month column should display only 0.5833 and all. And to make it happen, just see, go to our Excel operator where M is there, just change it to YM. So YM stands for nothing but year to month, the incomplete months in a complete year. And it will be given the result over here as 7. Similarly, if you go to D, instead of that, go for MD, month to date. And now it gives a perfect expression, 15 years, 7 months, and 24 days. Check it out. So, though date diff is a hidden formula, how to write it? What is the objective of today formula to generate our today's date? What is the significance of typing Y, YM, and MD is nothing but year, year to month, and month to date, respectively. Check, confirm all these things are working. Any doubt, feel free to ask. So, any doubt, any queries, anybody? Fine. So, this is what we have found out the answer for a particular employee's experience. Now, as we know, the same we can apply for others. What you can do, selecting everything, and we can go for double click on the fill handle. So, our problem starts there. Except the first one, rest of the cases, it is throwing error, right? But why? Reason we know, very simple. When you go and keep the cursor in the first error, then you realize when you open the formula, when you copy the formula down, along with our date of joining cell movement, our Excel operator, that Y is also going down. Similarly, when I reach to the last row, you could notice this maroon colored border, it has gone down so far. So this is what the problem. Though we are working in the first cell or the last cell, only date of joining alone should move one by one, not this Excel operator. So what we're supposed to do, we select everything, open the formula. Which cell should not move down? D5. Keep the cursor in D5 and then lock it. How to lock it? We know using F4 or function F4, or you can define the dollar symbol manually. Formula is rectified only with one cell. Need to apply for rest. Control Enter. Similarly, month you have to go and lock E5, Control Enter. Similarly, day we have to go and lock F5 and Control Enter. So your formula should look like something like this. Just check it out, confirm. Fine. All of you are getting the same answer, what I have showed you. So this is how people, this formula will be very, very helpful, though it is a hidden one. Like as I told you, the best example to compute someone's experience, or if you have got two different dates, you want to calculate the span of the entire project or any other task you are doing in terms of difference in terms of years, months, days, you can compute like that. If you have any difficulties, do let me know. Are you happy knowing about this formula called date diff? All right, so we are saying yes, it is helpful. That's fine. Okay, now I would like to ask one more question. Please stay focused. You said knowing this date diff formula, Prabhas, we are happy. Okay, I'm glad you got some takeaways. I'm also happy. Again, I'm asking the same question, but in a different way. Stay focused. Going to each and every column, editing the formula three different times in three different columns, and rectifying the formula. Are you happy doing the same? Hope My question is clear to you all. Going to each and every column, editing the formula, locking the cells in three different columns, three different time. Are you happy doing the same? I know you might be doing like this, but are you happy doing like that? So the answer is definitely no, as I believe. Yes. So when you are not happy, do you ever believe that Microsoft Excel will ever suggest you to do the job like this? Never ever. So this is what our experts suggest us to do the job like this, but Microsoft Excel never recommends for that. So now the question is, what we did, is it the idle process? No. So when it is not idle, then why we should opt it? So please delete everything. The answer what we have identified, please delete everything. This is what we are not supposed to do. Okay. So as we have discussed already since morning, the practice we have changed. If you need the solution, first select your entire solution area. Okay. Then go for immediately equal to. Then go for formula date diff bracket open. So enter range is selected and immediately we started typing equal to. So with the selection, it started typing in the first cell of the range. Then what it demands, start date. It is there in my left, date of joining. Yes. Now take a look. When I took date of joining as a start date, it has picked up one address called C7, where C is playing the role of a column, C is playing the role of a column, and 7 is playing the role of a row. So when I copy this formula towards down, C6 will go to C7, C8, C9, C10, so on. So everything is moving. If you see my pronunciation, how it is moving. C7, C8, C9, C10. Which one sounds common? Is C. What is C? C is the column. So we have understood our data is moving, but it is moving within a column. So when data is moving, and that too moving within a column, instead of locking the whole cell, lock only the column. I repeat, instead of locking the entire cell, lock only the column. And to lock the column only, we need to bring the dollar symbol before column. And to bring the dollar symbol before column, hit your F4 key 3 times. Hit your F4 key thrice. So you will be getting a setup something like this, where the dollar symbol appears before column, and that makes your column constant, column freeze, or column lock. Now, what is the meaning by column constant? When I copy this formula towards right, C7 will never go to D7 because column is locked. When I copy this formula towards down, C7 will definitely go to C8 because row is free. So this setup was missing. We have given now. So this calls as your your column constant, column freeze, or column lock. Very, very essential to save your time and to avoid the duplication of work. Next, comma, end date, today's formula. This doesn't need any kind of locking because the default nature of our today formula is to generate today's date. So wherever you go, when you take today formula, it will generate today's date. So it doesn't need any kind of locking, comma. Coming back to Excel operator. When you go to your Excel operator over here, you will be finding it is taking the data from D5, where D plays the role of a column and 5 plays the role of a row. When I copy this formula towards down, D5 should not go to D6. But when I copy this formula towards right, D5 should go to E5 for month calculation. E5 should go to F5 for day calculation. So there is a movement D5, E5, F5. Which one sounds common? 5. What is 5? 5 is a row. So we have understood our data is moving, but it is moving within a row. So instead of locking the entire cell, lock only the row. And to lock the row only, we need to bring the dollar symbol before row number. To bring the dollar symbol before row number, F4 twice, F4 2 times. Okay, so you can see a dollar symbol will appear before row number. That makes your row constant, row freeze, or row lock. So what is the meaning by row lock? See, when I copy this formula towards down, D5 will never go to D6 since row is locked. When I copy this formula towards right, D5 will definitely go to E5 because column is free. So this setup was missing. Now we have given bracket close, formula is ready only with one cell. But we need to apply for the entire range. As we know, what is the shortcut? We have discussed control, enter. And this is how you are supposed to design your formula in your table. See how cool it is. So taking the live data, keep practicing about all these things, people. Very, very helpful. And it will be saving you a lot of time and you can avoid your duplication of work every time when you change the data source or change the data range. You don't need to do that. Check, is it working? Any doubt, feel free to ask. So any difficulties or any questions from anybody, people can ask me. Or if it is done, kindly confirm in the chat box. Neha has done. How about others? Yes, Kundan, Shakshi, Mahesh, any questions from your side or any difficulties? You can calculate your own age also pinpoint accurate by using this formula. Trust me. Sometimes when you go for any kind of applications, the age criteria is must. And by this date, you should not exceed or your age should not go beyond the permissible limits. Or sometimes if you're from the HR side, you need to compute the gratuity eligibility. So all these cases, this formula will be very, very helpful. Okay, Vandan is also clear. Fine then. So date calculations, I believe, friends, we all are clear with it. Okay, right. Chalo. Let's go for the next. Okay, before proceeding further with the example, I would like to take your call. I mean, are you getting it? Or whatever I'm explaining, able to connect with your real time, whatever the data you are working with, any difficulties, or you feel that I'm a bit catching up the speed, anything, any concerns if you have, you can express it. It's not like we are in bit of hurry to complete our guaranteed content. Though the content will be a bit less, but give enough time, at least one time practice in the training and ensure you are learning. Overnight, nothing is possible. As I told you earlier, you have to practice, but understanding the concept is very, very essential. So whatever I'm giving the examples, I believe it is helping you to understand the subject matter clearly. Okay, great. Right. Mahesh, are you there? Able to hear me? All right, fine. Now, let me take you through one more beautiful concept. But before that, before jumping to the topic, let's discuss something. While working with any industry, any corporate world people, if you are leading a team, being a leader, being a supervisor, being a manager, taking the right call or taking the right decisions in the right time is very, very essential. If you do not do so, it will be leading to a lot of problems. Like there might be some financial blockage, or it could be lapse of internal control system, or it could be ending up spending a lot of time or duplication of work could be the case. Do you all agree with me? Again, I'm just repeating. Working in the corporate, taking the right decision in the right time is very, very essential. Do you agree? Yes or no? Yes, very much essential. Neha is echoing with that. How about others? Right. Kanika is also saying, Kandan is saying, all are saying yes. Fine, very good. Now, we are going to take the help of certain Excel tools, which will be taking the, lead, and it will be helping us to take the right decision in the right time. So let us go and discuss with a beautiful example. I have taken a salary receipt example because everyone must be getting salary so that it will be easy for them to connect with it. Yes, you must be getting salary, whatever the work you are being paying, efforts you are giving to your office. Nobody's working complimentary, right? Of course, yes, no. Fine. Now let us take a call. Here we have a basic of 40,000. DA is 20% of the basic, formula driven. HRA is 40% of the basic, sorry, 50% of the basic. Again, it is a formula driven cell. Medical allowance, 15,000 fixed. Uniform allowance, 12,000, it's fixed. Monthly CTC is nothing but the summation of all the above values. Annual CTC is nothing but monthly CTC multiplied by 12, again a formula driven cell. This is just a hypothetical data. Don't be in the impression that who is that organization is giving this much of allowances like medical and uniform. And don't try to again be in an argument with your HR guys. Okay, this is just a fictitious data or a hypothetical data. Okay, now this is what the formula we have designed. Just go through the formulas. Any difficulties in understanding any of these formulas? Fine. Now take a look. Let's create a scenario. Suppose say, as I started the story, who are the characters of our story? Can somebody recall that? Afternoon, when I start the training program, I started with one story, taking two characters of our group. Who are they? Yeah, that's a good one. Remember the story. It will be very, very easy to for you to register the topics in the mind as well. Yes. Right. Now take a look. Suppose say our friend Neha, she is leading a team. Okay. And because of the volume of transactions becomes very high, she is looking for a support in his team, in her team. So she will definitely approach to our recruitment division Now, our recruitment division, suppose it has been handled or it has been taken care by our friend Kundan. So, Kundan, if I take your name for the story, is that okay? Yes, Kundan? Okay, thank you so much. Because disclaimer is very, very essential. Consent is very much needed, isn't it? Now, Neha has approached to Kundan stating that, Kundan, I just need one candidate. This is the JD. This should be the profile. This must should be the academical qualification. And this should be the experience. Stating all the parameters, she has given the requisition. And our friend Kundan started hunting for a candidate. So he has approached to the LinkedIn, different networks, WhatsApp groups, and finally, Kundan is able to find a suitable candidate, and that is what our friend Kanika. So Kanika's profile has been shortlisted and it has come to the table of our Neha. And Neha, being a team leader or manager, supervisor, she has to take a call by conducting a final interview whether to hire Kanika or not. This is what the whole scenario. Okay, I believe the story is clear. Everybody is able to connect with that. Can I take yes? Great, thank you. Now, when Neha started asking questions to Kanika, Kanika able to answer all the questions properly, and Neha is also quite happy internally, having the feel that okay, I got my candidate. But that alone is not enough. Now the time has come about the compensation part. So for this job responsibility or role, Neha has offered 11 lakhs 40,000. Looking at the offer, Kanika is not happy because we know there is a saying in the Hindi also you would have heard Dil mange more, right? So for this particular job responsibility, Kanika was expecting something more. So she's unhappy with the offer, and that Neha could make out. So looking at the expression, Neha could feel that, and Neha gave a comfort zone to Kanika, stating that Kanika, if you have some expressions, I mean, if you have some expectations from this, or you have something in the mind, please speak up. We can work out with some win-win situation. Well, when Kanika has got a chance, she did not want to leave that opportunity, and immediately she started saying, Neha, for this job role, if you give me or offer me 14 lakhs instead of 11 lakhs 40, I am ready to join in a day or two. This is what the problem now. So Neha doesn't want to leave Kanika, but if she wants to retain her, she has to satisfy by giving 14 lakhs salary. Now Neha has a problem. What is that? Just to award 14 lakhs, what would be the structure of the salary? She has to know first. This is our problem number one. Try to connect. Keep that in hold. Internally, our friend Neha has got an authority from the management stating that Neha, you can accept anybody's demand, whatever it is. Just try to close the lead as soon as possible, but ensure that salary is not a bar, but basic should not exceed 60,000. So whatever the salary you can accept, but basic should not exceed 60,000 because it will disturb the hierarchy. Well, now Neha has another problem. She has to also ensure that when she's giving 14 lakhs to Kanika, basic should not exceed 60,000. So having said all these things, now the balls are court in the court of Neha and she has to decide. Now imagine if you were in her place, how much time it will be taking for you to close this lid and reach to the bottom line. Ideally, what we do in this case, people, you will also not disagree. First, we'll ask or buy some time of half an hour, 1 hour. We ask our candidate to be seated in our lobby or reception. We go back to our workplace or workstation. We open one Excel. We try to play around with our own calculator. And what is that? So if this is the calculation, first, my management has given me the maximum limit of 60,000. So first I'll check the eligibility, whether I am eligible to give that much or not. So I am getting 15 lakhs 48 means I can place safe. I can give that much of salary to whom? To Kanika. So this is how Neha could play around. Now the question is, how to reduce this value to 14 lakhs. So I'll start reducing the value from 60, like 57,000. It has come down. Again, 56,000. Come down. Again, 55,000. Like that, I'll keep changing this value, and then only this value will become 14 lakhs. Then I'll take a call of reaching out my final value. If I'm offering 14 lakhs or if I'm accepting the demand of Kaniga, what should be the structure? So this is what we do. Do you all agree with me? What we're doing is nothing wrong. It's absolutely perfectly right. But is this the practice we have developed? Yes or no? Right? This is what we do. So this is the place, people, where we need to improve. Now, if I don't do so, if I buy one hour time or buy 45 minutes of time from the candidate, and I'm doing internally in the back end this much of activity, what is that it cost me? I'll tell you, which we never realize. I'll give you that reflections as well. See, now if Kanika is still sitting in the lobby, Neha has got a chance to win that candidate. Now suppose say Kanika has got one more interview scheduled in the neighborhood company, say AGS Healthcare, suppose something like that, health related industries. So she thought for a while, rather sitting 1 hour idle, I should check with that recruiter. If they're okay with the interview, I will go and complete that even. Anybody will be thinking like that, and there is nothing wrong thinking. So when she went there, she just appeared with the interview, and they are ready to pay her 14 lakhs. Now, what do you believe? Is Kanika going to come back to our organization and discuss with Neha? No way. Whatever she was expecting, she got it from the neighborhood company. Why she's going to waste her time again over here? So what happens? Neha has lost a good candidate since she did not take the decision in right time. This is one first drawback. Behind the scene, if you look at whatever the efforts paid by our friend Kundan, who is taking care about recruitment, whatever the pain he has taken to filter out Kanika's profile, that efforts has completely gone into drain. And since there is an absence of one resource in Neha's team, the entire team's performance is also questionable. Management is going to ask a question to Neha again, why your team's performance is getting degraded day by day. I told you, I have given you the authority. Why don't you close that lead? Why you are taking so much of time to finalize one candidate? So here, Neha has to be speechless. Do you all agree with me? I gave you the whole story. So whatever we are discussing, this is what has been happening in our corporate if you do not take the decision in the right time. Yes, Neha, Kanika, Kundan, I just took through characters, but do you agree with me what I'm saying? Right. Now, the same situation, how to solve it without spending much time, without buying 1 hour time on the table itself. If our friend Neha could just take the decision whether to finalize or whether to hire Kanika or not, definitely, we could have win Kanika's over there in our organization, and she would be definitely one of the employee of our company, right? So let's take a call. So in those cases, people, we have to make use of a data analytical tool of our Microsoft Excel, naming called GoalSeek. So this GoalSeek tool, if you look at, it is available in our data. There is a category or group called What If Analysis, and within that, we have an option called GoalSeek. Okay, so where is the goal seek option that we got the clarity? But now, how to use it? See, if you want to use goal seek people, there are two rules you have to always satisfy. Rule number one, the data, whatever you have taken, it must be formula driven. Without formula, you cannot work. So if you look at our data, there are many more formulas are there. So our first rule is satisfied, not a problem. So we have got many more formulas in place. Rule number two, when you go to our goal seek, say, take an example. When I go to goal seek data, what if analysis, goal seek, the first criteria is asking me set cell. Set cell is nothing but objective cell. In any data, if you look at, there will be one objective. Now, if you have understood our whole story, What is our objective? Our objective is annual CTC, right? So this cell must contain a formula. Rule number two, it says that set cell, you can consider any cell, but that cell must contain a formula. So in our annual CTC, do we have a formula? Yes. What is the formula speaking about? Monthly CTC multiply by 12. So rule 2 is also satisfied. Now, to value, how much you are expecting in this cell. So how much Kanika is expecting? 14 lakhs. That you must define it manually, but ensure you're typing your zeros properly, total 5 zeros. You cannot refer to a cell and you can't make it dynamic. You have to always give it manually. Now, third criteria, by changing cell. Which cell you change so that this will become 14 lakhs. So taking 1 hour time, which cell we started trying different permutation combinations is the basic cell. So we'll take that also. Now click OK and see the beauty. On your blink of your eyes, Excel will do its own iteration and calculation until throw the result. That to satisfy 14 lakhs, this would be your structure of salary, which is below the limit what the maximum capping given by the management. So without making any delay, Neha should finalize that candidate and Kanika will be welcomed in the organizations and Neha will be declaring we are through with the interview. Rest of formalities our HR will be taking care. Please join from day after tomorrow. So this is how people, if you know the tool properly, you can optimize the same, you can save your time, you can take your decision, and the tools will be also helping you making a proper or right decision by thinking or analyzing or taking different combinations or permutations of your data. This would be very helpful whenever you are working with your cost sheet by taking different excipients. You want to arrive at your final product. If you want to do the profitability analysis, if you want to reach to your break-even point, or if you are calculating your own EMI whenever you are paying the home loan and all, then you can also make use of this goal seek tool to find out your values. So taking the live data, keep practice over there, but ensure two rules to be always satisfied. One, data must contain formula, and second rule, set cell must be the cell which is containing at least a formula. And goal seek where it is available in our data menu, group what if analysis within that goal seek. Check, is it working? So Kanika's salary we have defined 14 less. Are you happy, Kanika, with the offer now? No, you must say no. Okay. All right. So I have given you a best example, people, and I believe Neha also could connect with it very well because since this is into the finance industry and taxes and parties, he's also taking care. And it's not meant to only finance or accounts. Wherever you go, production, planning, stores, HR, we have taken the example of HR only. So this will be very helpful. All right. So how to make use of this data analytical tool? We have seen that. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask people. This is it from our day one side. So I would always request you, please practice well before stepping into the day two program, day three, day four, whatever it is. So day four will be the last day. And you'll be getting the session recording maximum by 8 p.m. tonight. And if you have any concern, please raise it in that WhatsApp group. That is the reason why it has been designed. Okay. And do not miss any of the classes. Though you'll be getting the recordings, but don't be in the impressions that later I will practice myself and I will understand. Somewhere something will be missing. So don't miss the class. All right. Yes. Any concerns, any queries, any doubts since afternoon, whatever we discussed, people, if you have, you can ask me.